Good evening. On today's episode of SubPar Endurance Racing...
Not allowed to watch this in the morning.
Yeah,
Do not watch it in the morning.
Pause it, stop eating your breakfast, go to work, come back, then you can watch it.
Yeah, get up past 5. I'll be furious if I see on the analytics anyone watching this before 5 p.m.
On today's episode, Cam, Dawes and the Heartbreakers make heaps of progress on the old Corona. We've got a rear sway bar solution. We've got hopefully a wiring solution. We're improving our driving position. We're getting the enormous amount of torque that our motor produces back to the rear wheels, and then we've got some nice new fat rubber to put that down to the ground.
We do a bit of blaming each other.
Oh yeah. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just trying to flesh out this intro.
Oh,
You've been pretty dull so far.
all right. Into the episode.
I need some things that are like scissors.
That's the thing that we're...
Things that are like scissors. You don't have things that are... Oh, I was just the tin snips.
Oh wait, no. The side cutters are in the wiring tools.
Oh, these are tin snips.
Yeah, but they're...
No, they cut tin. They can't cut plastic, how are they going to cut tin?
What do we got there?
Okay, so as you have seen, insert footage Cam, we've been having lots of understeer problems, insert 7 hours of footage of Gavin running off track. And a lot of it is due to, well, one, lock diff, get inherent understeer, and two, up until now we've had a very stiff front end with like the coilovers, and then the rear some relatively soft, just lowering springs and stock everything else. So to combat this understeer problem, we now have proper like 6 kilogram per millimeter springs in the rear with adjustable height, which will stick, that'll probably help heaps. Then also the rear sway bar is about 2 mil thick, doing probably nothing. So we picked up this bad boy, which is, I believe, 18 mil and 4-way adjustable. This is actually for a A86 Sprinter, but through limited research, we think it's going to fit, cut to when it doesn't fit. And so we'll probably set this about in the middle to start off with and see how it goes. But other than that, should help heaps.
Looks pretty f***ing good to me.
Chick.
What do you reckon?
Look, yeah, it does, doesn't it? We're hoping these are the same. Do you want to lay that down on the floor?
Oh, sure.
Because this is just going off the fact that some other stuff fits. But that looks pretty bang on to me.
That's smack bang on. Well, like if you say that's...
Yeah, awesome.
So, I mean, you can just see with your eyeballs.
Yeah, this is
thickness.
like made of fencing wire.
Yeah, so that's way thicker, and this has an actual like shorter fulcrum too, so you can make it shorter lever with a fulcrum here that you can make it even stiffer. So this should be one stiff boy. Go in, stupid.
Probably this is just one of the differences between this diff and the A86 diff, but with the shackle on, there's just space in there, so we'll just put something in behind the bushing to take up the space. There must be another difference between A86s and these cars. So with that top hole in place, there, the bottom hole does not line up. We're just gonna slot these holes. It's not gonna look great, but all the load is in this direction, and one won't be slotted. So with a big washer on there, it'll still be plenty strong.
So basically what has happened now, so it's an adjustable sway bar, so it has this bracket that goes onto the car with 2 mounting points, just so that where you're at in the adjustment with these, it just changes the lever. You still have the bracket straight up and down. So if you imagine if we went to the softest setting, then this would be at a huge angle, so then you'd use this one instead. So that's how that all works. And then big boy sway bar come around the back. The only thing that we need to do now, because this is for an A86, one thing that seems to be different is the brackets here were slightly smaller, so you can see there's a bit of movement in that. So what we'll do is we'll just either 3D print or get some metal spacing just to fill that gap, and so that'll actually clamp properly on the thing. But other than that, it should be basically good to go. It looks pretty sick. It's way bloody thicker. Here's the thicker, the better springs too, so should be nice and less understeery hopefully. Because Cam decided that he was going to cut all the wiring out of our harness with
I resent these
We're having
lies.
to come to a record to look at how the wiring goes and potentially grab something that Cam has just cut out for fun and thrown out. That's what
Obviously, defending myself now seems like an admission of guilt, but I actually didn't cut these wires out. Like, I've probably cut something important out, but not these ones.
Should we build an XL one?
He just lost them. Just lost the wires. I don't think he cut them, just misplaced the loom.
But this is so much more wiring.
Yeah,
you can't have lost this whole fucking loom. Huh?
But where is it then?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe you lost it.
I didn't think it was wiring out.
No, all the wiring was probably in the pile of wiring. But at some point someone's
There's
gone,
no
"This is
way,
rubbish."
with all this that someone's thrown that out.
It probably got caught up in the corona wiring.
No f***ing comment. Get the camera out of my face.
He lost his hat. Gavin, the master of communication, is about to explain what's going on, and he's going to fix any brotherly problems Kit and I
I'm
have.
saying they're just fighting because they actually love each other, but just don't know how to.
I love you, Kit. Thanks, buddy.
Exactly. So
Everyone be quiet. Gav's about to say something.
She's orating.
Gav, can you... Yeah, go.
this wire that plugs into something from the car, from the cabin, the wires from this loop back around to the
Like they do exactly.
fuse box. But because we forgot about everything when we were trying to rewire the car, we don't have a plug in the fuse box, and we assume it's sitting somewhere in the mess of wires in the toilet.
Or I cut it off.
Or Cam cut it off.
Anyway, let's just grab this.
I really hope I didn't cut it off. I don't think I cut it off. When I was cutting, I only cut stuff that was already cut, and then I went off the wiring diagram. So like, I obviously could have read that wrong, but I tried pretty hard. I tried as hard as you would expect.
That hasn't fixed it.
On what grounds?
No, the grounds are all good.
Yeah, I think we're not getting power.
Alright, so because Cam thought it would be fun to just willy-nilly cut the wires with a blindfold and also heavy metal music playing, we've gone and got some extra wiring, and this is Cam's great grounding technique, which now is turning on our main relay, which is kind of important because it's the main one.
In a second you'll hear light.
And also the fuel pump, which we apparently need for this engine. Didn't hear it before, but
Hey.
can you turn the key? Stop doing that because
Yeah,
it's
don't run
empty.
it dry.
And can you click the key off again? I want to hear that really. Oh, it's clicking like a mother. Right, so basically, the original issue was, this is our stock Corona tail shaft. We needed this W series yoke to go on the end here, and then the lengths also just kind of worked, right? So that was our initial plan. So we took it to a drive shaft shop because we thought we'd just get them to do it and to balance it. Turns out most of the yokes are bent in and just so badly worn that basically not worth keeping this. So we went a cheap option and got this full alloy one-piece tail shaft made with full billet W series yoke, BA Falcon unis, so more BA bits to add to the list. And this is just a custom flange on this side, and it's alloy as well. So it's way lighter, single piece, so we get rid of the silly support bearing. And they reckon this is rated to like 1,000 horsepower, so we shouldn't be breaking it anytime soon. And maybe it can be an aim to break this.
You could run like 6 Coronas through that.
6 Coronas, yeah. But we wanted a tail shaft we could grow into, you know, like when you buy your kid a bike that's too big. So yeah, we'll see if it all fits up. Stop. Okay, that's, oh, move my head. Oh, that too slipped out, Griffin.
Nah, it's got extra length.
Look at that, Cam.
That looks good.
So you may have noticed that Kit and I aren't the biggest of boys, and we are racing with two bigger boys. And
Two older boys.
and there was clearance issues between Gavin and a roll cage at steering lock. So we decided to fix that issue by chucking in a quick release and a new steering wheel.
These two little boys couldn't reach the steering wheel, so it needed to be closer to them. But moving it closer for me meant my elbow was more bent, and so it was hitting the roll cage. And Cam and I wanted a new steering wheel.
So we threw the seat in and the steering wheel on to determine what we needed to change in our steering/seating setup.
You seem real comfy.
It's actually a good thing we've got a wagon, because when you're tired, you can just hop in the back here and have a lay down.
Oh, it's the elbow clearance we're worried about.
I can probably make that.
You can probably cope, you reckon?
Make that happen.
Ooh. I mean, like, I want another steering wheel. So, like, I'm happy to spend my share of whatever a new steering wheel costs.
Would we be getting a smaller one, right?
Yeah, that would be the idea.
I think a smaller one will be better for us.
Yeah.
If we don't want to do that,
I mean, you're
Kit and Nick probably only going to find out when they watch this clip back. But this might be the only time I say this. This is fine. I'd like a smaller one.
I'd also like a smaller one. And you did clip your elbow, and you're just sitting in the car with no G's and...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm close, but I'll like, that'll glance off. You know, and I don't clip it when I'm up here.
True.
Which annoyingly is how I drive most of the time. The steering was almost too close to fat arm it.
All right, I reckon smaller wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just erase this footage.
The steering's really light when nothing connected as well.
You are also pretty stressed at this point. We were talking a second ago about how we have heaps more time than we've ever had, but still pretty starting to feel pretty stressed.
We've got a month till the event, and so the both events we've done so far, this is when all the stress and work has started. And it's like we're making good progress and we're doing good things, but we still have to sort out getting the engine started, getting the driveline in, new suspension, new brakes, new fuel system. We've started tightening the wiring. We need to paint the car. We need new the polycarb windows in it. Dash isn't in, interior's not in.
You can stop listing stuff now. I'm getting really stressed.
We haven't really sorted out our wheel system on the back. We need to get the brakes have to be done so the new tyres, the wheels and stuff we've bought can work. Otherwise, we've got to use our old ones, which have old ball rubber on them. Brake booster stuff's not sorted. The reservoir doesn't have anywhere to go. We don't have any cooling stuff sorted. We need to build plugs to go in the holes where the headlights used to be. Our intake, we're not happy where that is.
And like,
we probably want to strut brake.
Everything else that's on there that you didn't mention as well, probably.
So right now we've had plenty of sleep and it's all going well. And I've promised all of my loved ones that I was never going to do what we did for the first two events ever again. And we were going to be more organised that time. And now here we are.
Heaps more organised, but
yeah,
I still feel like there's a couple of weeks of doing this every single night in our future.
I really, really don't want that to be the case.
No, same.
So maybe we do like a 48-hour weekend or something.
Yeah.
Coming up. I can't this weekend, by the way. Still waiting for a bunch of 3D printed parts to come, and like they better fit. If they don't fit, then it's another thing we don't need to worry about. We don't know how much oil to put in the engine because the dipstick's from a different car. We've never had this transmission working or running. Like, who knows? We bought it off a guy, and 50% of the gearboxes we've bought have been from dodgy blokes that lied about what they were and what condition they were in.
I think they were both from the same guy, weren't they? The two shite gearboxes were both from that
Oh,
same
were
guy.
they? Oh, well, that's slightly better. That's only 33% of the people that we bought gearboxes off.
Yeah.
Dodgy.
Plus, that puts one of the shame on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. First one, shame on him. Second one, shame on us.
Yeah. Third one, back on him.
We're clearly vulnerable. Yeah.
I don't know if you can think of anything else. New sender that we haven't even thought about.
Yep.
So who knows how much fuel we'll have. Anything else you can think of?
I think you've done a pretty good job of scaring me, at least. Because I'd only thought of about half of those things before you started listing them. And I was already pretty worried.
Yeah. It's alright, like stuff like this, that's easy. And this, I don't know if you've seen the bird's nest. This is stuff I didn't list. Like this is...
You said wiring.
Did I say wiring?
Yeah.
Well, considering a lot of this kind of stuff is like not going to be an issue, but like...
Well, that's all just coming out.
What do you reckon, audience? Do you think that's a good thing to have?
That's all coming out.
Yeah. Because pulling wiring out never caused us issues before.
The car clicked without that in, so... It is parts delivery day at the shed today. Kit, would you like to
Wait, I dropped something.
regale the people with tales of joy? What have you lost?
Oh, for sake, Gav, where'd it go?
What have you lost?
Just one of the steering wheel. Oh. Where did it go? It just went just under this. Oh.
Got him? All right, Kit, get excited on camera now. What are you doing?
Alright, basically, if you turn and face Gavin, he's big. And then if you turn and face me, I'm small. And so we had some issues with the wheel. We moved it a little bit further forward.
Hold on. There's Gavin, and then there's Kit.
And so you may or may not have seen, we've got this new quick release so that so that we're potentially going to run 2 different wheels, but that was going to be really expensive because we'd have to have 2 quick releases. So,
Speak faster.
for me and Nick, it solves our 2 short issue.
That wasn't
Sorry.
good advice.
For me and Nick, it solves our 2 short issue by this actually brings it about 7 inches closer
And then
to
the
us.
fact that we bought a flat steering wheel puts it the same distance away again. But it'll be good because your arms don't have to go as far because it's smaller.
Anyway.
It's not.
It-
It's
Wait, you're f***ing serious?
no. It'll still be closer to you.
Oh, you're a
It's just. Cam's just.
Okay, so basically Cam's done more stuff wrong.
No.
Oh my god, you're right, it's not dished.
It's a little bit dished.
Actually,
Because a lot of the fact is that the wheel leans away, right? So that when
Yeah.
your arm goes like up here, it gets
anyway,
straight.
So we got this cool one with a yellow stripe on it to match the car to replace our old sick don't suck. Like we love this wheel. This is the
We'll keep this for like a drift car or something.
But you can see how much smaller it is. Like way smaller. So
It's almost as much smaller as Kit is to Gav.
yeah, so hopefully this makes Gav better.
So yeah, so essentially the quick release gets the steering wheel closer to Kit and Nick so they can reach it because they're only little, and it makes the wheel smaller so I've got more clearance for my knees.
And come over here, there's more bits. Our windows are there. Cool, fancy new brake and clutch lines for the rear.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're backlit.
What more printed paraphernalia?
Yeah. So
Gav, show this how this works.
so
Oh, you're missing a. Wait, did you print with?
yeah.
That's so cool, Gavin. It didn't come with the bolts, did it?
No, these were the old bolts.
That's impressive.
So
I wouldn't have thought of that. Seriously, well done.
That wasn't condescending at all.
no, that's the most genuine because he didn't say
Actually.
well done. and this will slot on here, and then we'll have
You need to drill those holes out a bit, do you?
probably, and then we'll have a hose from a boat that goes to the filler. And this is all printed out of nylon, so it should hopefully be fuel safe. And instead of doing maths to work out how strong it needed to be, I made it really thick. So if it does dissolve in the fuel,
Just
it might
how
take-
we like it.
What else have we?
Oh, and we got the wheels and tyres.
Oh yeah? Do you want to? Yeah. Hold on.
We got oil.
Yeah.
I don't know if the
people
are
care that much.
interested about the
Oh,
oil.
and
I reckon they assumed we were getting oil.
Cam, speed this bit of footage up until we get to the wheels and tyres. Das Auto. Look at the f***ing chops on that bad boy.
They look like f***ing good tyres.
They look a lot racier and I don't know. I really like the roundness too.
Yeah, the
that's
round
gonna-
sidewall.
How good is that going to look on the f***ing car?
It looks like it'd do a pretty fast quarter.
But they look like NASCAR tyres.
Yeah.
I love these.
Yeah, same. And even if they're worse, I'd like to pass a motion that we keep running them because they look good.
They can't be. Look how much more tread they've got.
Yeah, but they might die instantly.
No, but the heat cycle is bad, and then they're going to go through 1 or 2 heat cycles in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we'll just never let them cool down. We'll get them off the
Tire
track,
blankets.
Tire blankets. Overnight.
Yeah.
We'll just start talking. You can clip it up to an intro.
Yeah, so this is the outro cam.
Christ. Okay.
So that was a fun episode. We didn't do much work, but we got lots of stuff. And it was good stuff, and it mostly seems to work for once. So what did we do? Sway bars, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some other stuff, some wheels.
If this, that, and the other is actually what you just said.
We're making progress. We're collecting our stuff, and then that stuff will be put on in the future. So we're looking pretty on track for the bend, I think, this year.
Gavin and I think so too. We're full of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to see that when Nick and I aren't around, the morale stays high.
Yeah, Mr. Morale over here.
I also really like how when we're not there, we're thought about, and our feelings and our concerns are well put into practice.
They would never do anything that they wouldn't do if we were there.
No, exactly. So
I must remember to delete that footage.
So
see it.
So over the next few episodes, there'll be a little bit more progress actually building the car, getting it ready. We still got to paint it and button up basically all the systems. We're 80% there with
We went through the list of all the things we have to do. So
they're the things we have to do. And like and subscribe, please, if you enjoy this stuff. There'll be some different non-yellow Corona videos coming out over the next couple of weeks. So if you're getting bored of Sunny, boy, have we got something different for you coming up. Tell your friends, tell your hot mums.
Alright.
Onwards to victory.
Now I have to cut that. That was really good apart from
You rolled straight.